Uh-oh.
Hello, everybody. It is the morning metro. It is, oh man, I'm really out of practice. It is November 10th, 2018. We, of course, your host, Gertrude and Gertron. And Gertron, why do you have a connection interrupted? Try reconnecting. Rip?
Well, you remember when I just said, uh-oh?
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. You see, I have a batch file that starts every day at 10 a.m.
Uh-huh.
That refreshes and renews my IP.
Uh-huh.
And I just started doing that.
Oh, this is awkwardly fun.
You see, the reason I said it at 10 a.m.
Beautiful.
is because I'm usually at work.
Beautiful.
And it usually doesn't bother me.
Beautiful. Fan-frickin-tastic. Can we please get some... I need to put some laugh track in here.
But I'm knocking again.
All right, try again. Let's see if we get you back in the appear room. And one day we will switch to Skype where it has NDI, and this will not be a problem anymore. All right, I'm waiting. Gertrude's knocking in the studio.
I'm knocking.
I don't see it. Knock again. Knock harder.
Knock, knock, knock.
Here, let me try to refresh the.
No.
Oh, I just refreshed. Oops.
No.
Slow. Oh dear. Oh, one person wants to get in. Hey, now I saw it. Let in.
Thank you.
And he's back. All right, now my co-host is here. Hi, Gertron. You feeling okay?
Hi. I'm here. I'm alive.
That's
somewhat,
fantastic.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think I mean I'm just glad to be back doing TMM. Sorry for the lack of episodes. We've been taking a bit of a hiatus. I think I could say. I think a bit of a hiatus and working on other things and all that kind of stuff. But we're back and we're here, which is great. And we're on episode number what number episode are we on now?
I have no idea.
I didn't mark it. Oh, we're episode 7. We're episode 7. Okay, that's great. We're on episode 7.
I thought you were asking how many episodes in total. I have no idea how many episodes in total.
No, well, we do 10 per season. So we've got like 3 left if I can math correctly. Yes, 3 left, which is fantastic. So I think I'm the only one here. Well, welcome Phantom to the Morning Metro. A much different format. Do you like our desk, by the way? I know you're kind of new to the show. But yes, so we've got once again a packed show as always, and I think without further ado and anything else, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. And Gertron is the first person to take our show, so take it away, Gertron.
Okay, so Samsung has come out with a foldable phone, and it opens into a tablet. Okay, so that's cool, but I'm just like, why? Perfect cue on that one. Why? Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead and talk some more about this. Go on.
Samsung on Wednesday gave the first glimpse of its upcoming foldable phone. Says it will be mass-produced in the coming months. Justin Dennison, Samsung's senior vice president of mobile marketing, showed off the phone, which is a tablet when it's fully open, and then a phone when it's closed. It uses a new display technology called Infinity Flex Display that allows you to open and close the device over and over without any degradation. I'm sorry, there will be degradation. It's probably just so minute that by the time it's broken,
yes,
you'll be buying a new one anyways.
Yes.
The Infinity Flex Display represents an entirely new mobile platform, Dennison said. We've been living in a world where the size of your screen can only be as large as the device itself. We've added a new dimension to help you browse, watch, and multitask like never before. Okay. So there's a video here.
Yes. Okay.
And we're gonna play that.
Let me. So what part of the? Where's the? Or is it toward the bottom of the page? You can obviously see my screen here.
No, it's up.
Up at the top.
Actually, it's probably right there. Samsung unfoldable flexible phone, right there. But you see the big black box?
Oh,
right there.
Yes, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is strange.
Your ad blocker's blocking it.
More technical things. As you know, what we do so much on the we do so much on the show this show that is on the fly.
I have to actually push the play button.
Wait We want you. Yeah, and perhaps there's a YouTube. Is there a YouTube video, Gertron?
So bad.
There's probably YouTube video.
I don't know. Give me a moment. I'll see. Oh, where'd my mouse go? I'm stuck my mouse with yours. Okay, whatever. Can you find it, because I have lost my mouse?
Phantom says that's pretty cool, but it looks very fragile.
Exactly.
Like I think up at a certain point, it's kind of like, who asked for this kind of a thing? Like, exactly. Was this here? Samsung foldable phone. Here we go. Let's go take a look. See here.
Let's look at the commercial.
Firefox, please. Yes. I guess we'll take it from Engadget. So this video comes from Engadget's YouTube channel. So here we go.
Okay, that's 12 minutes.
What it looks like in real life and how it works.
Let me scrub to.
Want to know more?
Where's his?
What you could do is up there where it says Samsung Foldable commercial. Because there we go.
When
that
it's open,
looks very blocky.
It's a tablet.
But why did they darken the lights?
A big screen experience.
I have no idea.
Thank you.
It's probably so they can see the screen. But
it's gorgeous.
That's gonna be.
I'm excited to.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like. I can see on the one hand, if maybe you're a tablet person and you want a hybrid, I can see that, where you would want to have your phone unfold. But then I feel like I'm carrying a book. Like, let us now open a book, 2-page, blah 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 blah, and scrub through. Like, I don't know. Is this really the next thing that is this the direction that phones really should be taking though?
No. First off, the dang phone is so thick, and because it folds, if anything is in between that fold when you like go to close it, it could crack the screen, and then all of a sudden you're paying who knows how much to fix the screen like that. And considering that the screen itself is so new, and so high tech, it's probably gonna cost a. Now,
I want to say first of all, I personally knew about foldable displays back when my dad had a different job. There was a research lab that he worked at and stuff, and they were talking about foldable displays for soldiers originally. You know, like the soldier would carry like a foldable display on his arm that would give him like data about the current situation or something like that. That's a lot of the stuff like VR headsets, foldable displays originally is developed by the military. And then it goes to consumer. So, but the thing is that the fact that it's now made its way to consumer level, this is not as fluid of a device as this could be.
Yeah, I personally would not use it.
No, I wouldn't either.
I mean, it's okay. For a tablet, it's still not big enough.
Yes, I agree.
So it's kind of like two phones in one, but why? I've got no reason to use it. And the fact that it folds, my question is it going to snap into place when you fold it out?
It would
when you're watching something, is it just going to all of a sudden, bend in on itself? And I am a little concerned about it. I feel like that after like how many, like, it's almost like phones are going to get like, it will end up having like a fold rating. This could be folded 16 million times before it breaks or whatever. Goodness.
You know how like how mechanical keyboards, they have like this can be pressed 16. It's gonna be the same thing eventually.
And while the screen itself, they say the screen itself doesn't degrade, what about the actual movable parts that are actually allowing the phone to bend back and forth? There's got to be hinges on it. How strong are those hinges? Hinges, they'll get stuck.
Well, actually, it reminds me of Nintendo's implementation of the 3DS, where like it folds, and Gershon can kind of see it by the camera here. That like this is like a folding device and stuff. Like how many times could I like unfold my DS or whatever before like the hinges crack on the device itself? Like I don't know. I should play this, by the way. Sorry, but I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like at some point this is just gonna like. It's gonna crack and it's gonna feel cheap. So I don't know. Like I would have to like. I mean, I'd have to obviously try it myself, which I probably won't end up dealing with. Do you think anyone will ever find Forrest Fenn's treasure? I haven't heard that one before. And hello, Hoax Not
Negotiable.
Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a really good.
I don't think this is gonna be good. Now, if they come out with a foldable phone, but it's like paper thin, like plastic almost, but like a movable plastic, then I think that'd be cool. But this, no, I don't like this at all. It looks horrible, and the shape of it just looks horrible.
Yeah, I definitely think it. Yeah, no, it's kind of like it was better on paper than in reality. And hooks for context, we're actually talking about Samsung's foldable display actually currently, not Forrest Finn's treasure. But thank you for the information. Appreciate that. If you'd like to submit that to us, you can actually tweet at us at The Morning Metro on Twitter, or email us at themorningmetro@gmail.com if you'd like to send that article to us. We'll definitely review it for consideration. All right.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Ultimately, I don't like it.
I don't either. I think it's silly. Moving right on down the article train. Speaking of other things that we don't like, Disneyland getting rid of benches. Why? And this is now actually an article that I'll be covering here because I think this is actually ridiculous because I feel bad for old people.
Does the 49-second video work?
Yes, it does work. There is a 49-second video. That is correct, but it's actually mostly just music. But actually this is they started playing a different video. Oh, come on.
Oh my goodness.
They cycle through videos and stuff. Oh gosh, please tell me this is a, come on.
There we go.
Oh, this is mainly music as well too. The unexpected. Okay, so Disneyland is a busy place, says the description in this video. According to a report, 18.3 million people visit the park in 2017. That many people can make it difficult to get around. Now Disney is taking out benches and chairs in order to widen walkways and paths in the park. To compensate, Disneyland is reportedly adding more seating inside its restaurants. The company is always looking at ways to enhance elements such as guest flow, seating, and landscaping, which play important part of. I can't even read fast enough. Hey, no, get back there. I was still reading that. Important part of the guest visit to the park. I'm sorry. I think that's rather a poor excuse for laziness. That's a band-aid. Like, that is seriously... Okay, let me actually just go ahead and just read this article, okay? So, that many people can make it difficult... Okay, let me get around to the OC Register noted that the entire theme park has long been an attraction rather than just a collection of rides, making it an inviting place for guests to come, sit for a spill, and make it all in. But those benches and planters are now simply getting in the way of people making their way through the park each day. So it's either more seating or fewer bottlenecks in crowded areas. Okay, now first of all, Disney's not hurting for money. Okay?
No, they're not.
They are not hurting for money. They could redesign the walkways for Disneyland. They can afford it. This is a cheap band-aid.
Yes.
This is a very cheap. Okay, to compensate for loss of benches, Disneyland is reportedly adding more seating to some of the restaurants. Now, back up here. Okay, imagine this. Play this with me in your head. You go to a restaurant in Disneyland. All right, you're all nice and comfortable, whatever. You want to have maybe a quiet, lunch, right? You order something, and you're waiting, and then all of a sudden you're wondering, it's been about an hour. Where's my food? And then you realize that your waiter or waitress is stuck in a crowd of people because there are no benches outside. Gertrude, thank you for the acting. Yes, thank you. This is going to add more. Okay, so now you're redirecting the problem from one area to now your restaurants, which makes it difficult for the staff of the restaurants. Makes it delays when food gets delivered. Yeah. Makes it a louder place. It's not quiet. It's a confined area, and it's a fire hazard.
Okay. Now let me play devil's advocate right quick. So it says which is they're expanding from 30 outdoor seats to 100 outdoor seats. Okay, so here's what the restaurants are going to start doing. They're going to start saying, and this is how they're going to make money off of this. If you're here, if you're sitting in one of our seats, you have to have ordered something. So now people can't just sit for the pure fact of just sitting because they're tired. I mean, there needs to be benches because not everybody that goes there is young. Some of them, they need to sit from time to time, and they don't want to go to a restaurant to sit. They want to be able to sit wherever they want.
And see, the other thing is too, you know, like some people will go to these theme parks with like, you know, their grandparents, okay, or like people that have like, you know, disabilities and they can't walk for long periods or whatever and stuff. Taking away the benches makes it less accessible to get around the park and to visit. Like there might actually be less people visiting.
See, here's what they need to do. They got the money. They expand bridges. They widen bridges. They widen areas to compensate for the benches.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
It's not that. No, it's not. It's really not. Because, like, I mean, yes, okay, you might have. All right, let's just say theoretically like a month of downtime. All right. So the park's closed for like a month, give or take, right?
No, even better. Only parts of the parks are closed.
Different parts of it.
They work on certain parts. They close certain parts. And
you do it. You close down parts like you do a highway. You know, like it's not that hard.
Exactly, and it doesn't take that much time either. I mean,
no,
they got the money. They're rich. Okay. I'm curious. How much money? Yeah, does Disney have?
Probably end up in the billions.
The theme parks record last year, 11 parks around and were provided nearly a third of its $45 billion revenue. Oh, and 20 of its 10.7 billion operating profit. Yeah, they do make billions.
Yeah,
they make billions. Their market capitalization is about 150 billion.
I am so sick of Band-Aid situations. Getting the laziness is just absolutely unreal. And I'm getting really sick of this. There is absolutely no reason in the world why they can't just do it properly. Okay? I'm sorry that if you have to close down your park for, you know, or certain parts of your park for X amount of days or whatever. But, you know, that's also not really being, well, then again, there's a lot of other things that Disney supports that I don't support anyway, so I guess why would they want to do it? Yeah, why they want to, guess it really wouldn't matter. But still, you know, like, whatever. That's just dumb. It's stupid. No, I disapprove. Exactly. We at the Morning Metro, I don't have anything that's like a shame on you thing. I don't have a sound effect for it, other than
ain't nobody got time for that.
I only have this.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Anybody got time.
Actually, the other one I could play for you is what? Yeah, right. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Alrighty, well, that's enough of that. Go ahead and Gertrude, let's go ahead and move down the article train here as I close some tabs out. All right.
Hey, okay. So we're okay. We're gonna take a look today at deaths from gun violence, how the U.S. compares with the rest of the world.
Kind of disturbing, but okay.
Disturbing, yes. So I'm not going to really worry about the article itself. We're going to be taking a look at some of the graphs, and I'm going to talk about some of the graphs here. So we're going to scroll down to the first one. How the U.S. compares with the lowest rates of violent deaths worldwide. Okay. Now, this is comparing with the other countries that have the lowest rates of death by guns. Okay. We're at 4.43, and the other ones are like below 1, which is honestly, that orange bar makes it seem like it's really bad. It's really not, as compared to the lowest rate people, in my opinion. But then when we move down, how did the U.S. compare with the highest rates of violent gun deaths worldwide? Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. This is why I said the top one doesn't seem that bad. The United States is at 4.43. The highest gun rate, violent deaths, is at 15.19. That's like almost four times.
That's
more.
in Brazil.
No, we're actually talking about the one in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, okay. All right, my mistake.
The one above that is Belize, and then we have the Bahamas. The Bahamas? We go there for vacation.
Rip. I guess not anymore.
Not anymore. Brazil. Colombia's next. Jamaica. Honduras. Guatemala. Venezuela. And El Salvador. Now, these are gun deaths per 1,000 people. And this is from 2017.
Now, I want to
Don't go to El Salvador.
Well, I also want to say as well, too, that, and I was having this discussion with Mama Grid some time ago. Those of you who don't know, that's Mama Grid is obviously my mom, obviously. You know, it's often been like, you know, people are like, oh, well, then get rid of guns. Well, no, that's the opposite of what you should be doing.
That doesn't work.
Because think about this, okay? Think about the Wild West, okay? Early American history, like open West, open land. Everybody and his brother and uncle and probably mother carried a gun, carried a handgun, right?
Yep.
For self-defense. But the thing is also, too, it was also a bit of a psyche in a way that, you know, hey, I have something that can defend myself. Don't mess with me. You know, keep your distance. And I think, honestly, in my personal opinion, as we always say in Morning Metro, all of our opinions are our own. You can disagree, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. I think that we should have open carry. I think we should.
I completely agree with you on that. And the reason why I agree with you on that is because if everybody's got a gun, nobody's going to want to pull their gun out and start shooting because they know they're going to die a few seconds later because somebody else in the room is going to have a gun too.
Yeah, and you know, and like, for example, I knew a friend of mine who said they lived in Texas, and they said they've got open carry in Texas. He says, heck, you could walk down the street with an AR-15 if you wanted to, and nobody would mess with you.
Well, yeah, nobody would mess with you. You could shoot them.
Yeah, but that's the problem. And see, what is so frustrating to me, and I really wish to God that somebody would please understand this, like, Lord, please widen these people's senses here, is you take away guns from your citizens, but the bad guys are still going to get the guns. The bad guys are still going to, because they're going to black market trade that stuff. And you're making it easier for the guys that mean harm to do the citizenry harm. I'm sorry, but you know, I don't care who you are. I think that open carry would be a rather good idea. Because then it's like, oh, he's got, you know, something that if some bag, and not only that, imagine if you're at a bank or a store and somebody loses his senses and starts causing a problem. If you have open carry, someone starts pulling, you know, their gun out, they could actually potentially save a life. Save several lives, because you can disarm. You don't have to kill the guy, but you can still disarm him if you're a good shot. You know, aim for his hand, aim for his shoulder, aim for his, you know, something that just temporarily disables him enough for the authorities to come deal with him. You don't have to necessarily kill somebody. You can just disarm them. You know, so yeah, no, it's this is ridiculous. But, you know, people with opposite opinions don't think this is a good idea or don't agree with me, and that's fine. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I just think this is just my personal opinion on this.
Exactly.
And see, there's some more charts down here.
Yes. Okay. So then it's how the U.S. compares with the highest rate of violent gun deaths in East, Southeast, and South Asia. Okay. So the Philippines is pretty high at 9.2, but then it sharply drops to the United States is on top of that list. McCad said drug trafficking may also be a driving factor in the two Asian countries that have unusually high rates of violent gun deaths for the region, Philippines and Thailand. So as far as deaths go, yes, the United States does have its fair share. And as we move down the list,
Want me to scroll down some more?
Well, we're actually looking at how the U.S. compares the highest rate of violent gun deaths in North Africa and the Middle East, which Afghanistan and Iraq are on the list.
Obviously,
which I'm kind of surprised here that we're higher than them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit surprising too, not gonna lie. Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
The question is, how many people actually live in Afghanistan and Iraq? Is it 1,000? Do they even have 100,000 people there?
I have no idea. Yeah, so basically, I mean, we're somewhere kind of, whatever it seems to be, you know, we're kind of somewhere listed in there, but comparatively, now, I mean, ideally, it'd be great if we didn't have, I mean, if we had any. If we didn't have any, that'd be fantastic, but you know, whatever. But
again, you gotta look at the places that have next to no gun violence, like Singapore, Japan, Indonesia, China, South Korea. It's because their police forces and their action against crime is so much worse than ours. I mean, by that I mean the punishments are much worse than what we do.
Yeah. No,
I mean, you commit a crime in the U.S., yeah, you go to prison, but you get 3 square meals a day, you get free medical.
Yeah.
And you go to prison like in Japan or China or South Korea. And
you get hard labor and all that other stuff. Yeah, it gets much, the punishment. Yeah, no, it's not. And see, that's the other thing too, and this kind of goes back to another little bit of a rant. The American justice system, while, you know, okay, maybe comparatively is better than some, I will admit that I think that there's some you know, this goes to a whole nother spiraling conversation. Honestly, I don't want to get too hung up on it at the moment, just for the sake of moving down the article train here. I just think that how we handle it could be better. The punishments could be a little bit, you know, I don't think we should have bail on things, honestly, especially when it comes to hurting people's lives. I think that honestly, people should spend, you know, if not the death penalty, then they spend life in jail.
You basically. See, I differ with you on that.
Go for it.
Okay, here's my thoughts on that.
Go for it.
So you commit a murder, you end somebody's life in a second, and it's like, let's say you get convicted. You know, they say you're guilty and they send you to death row. You could be in death row for years before they actually kill you. My whole thinking is, if you committed murder and you're found guilty and you're put on death row, you have a minimum of 1 week to live. After the reason you have that 1 week is so you can, if you do have any family or friends, you can say bye to them, and you also have time to contemplate what happened. But then that's it. You're dead. Because here's the problem. Do you know how much money how much tax dollars go to feeding and housing these criminals that should just be dead? Okay, how much does an inmate cost? I'm curious here. Okay. Incarceration costs an average of more than $31,000 per inmate per year.
Whoa.
And in some states, it's as much as $60,000. That's more than I make in a year at the $31,000. I'm sorry, but they're getting 3 square meals a day. They're getting yard time. They get free TV. Sometimes they get access to a computer and internet. I mean, they don't have to do anything, and we're paying them a year's salary, basically.
I guess.
I'm sorry.
I guess, you know, it goes back to a biblical, you know, sense here. So I'm going to try to center this back around here. You know, it says, and I'll, you know, I've said this on my main channel, say this here. I am a Christian. I believe in what the Bible says and stuff. And God said in his word that, like, you know, a life for a life. You know, you take someone's life, you've also forfeited your own. And it sucks, but I mean, you know, and that's kind of hard to swallow, not going to lie, but yeah. I mean,
okay. So in some countries, and I really wish our country would do this, if they don't want to do the death penalty deal, in some countries, if you go to jail your family has to pay for all this. And if your family can't pay for it, then you might go hungry and you might die.
Huh.
I like that idea. Your family has to pay for your prison time, your food, your medical care.
Interesting.
That's great.
That's that could get kind of heavy real fast.
But then who's going to want to commit a crime, because then they know that their family's going to have to put up with them, and then if they do finally get out of jail, their family's going to be pissed. But nowadays, if you go to jail and then you come out, your family usually, I mean, you just go back to normal. Your family doesn't care you were in jail.
Yeah, interesting. So I don't know, man. It's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to a much lighter subject. That was pretty. That's a lot to. It's the subjects I don't mind talking about certain subjects on TMM, but man, sometimes it's just like, oh gosh, okay, I think I'm good now. And I will say once again, just for the record, our opinions are our own. You're allowed to completely disagree, and that's perfectly okay. So moving down the article train, it looks like Facebook is entering the hardware space. Say what?
They're all entering the hardware space. They had to follow up at some point.
All right, so this comes from TechCrunch.com. So I actually, for once, sectioned out that the part of what I think was actually important of the article. So Facebook has created what they call the portal. Portal is not going to be the next centerpiece of your next smart home, for example, and the UI is pretty bare bones, and the App Store is utterly lacking. There's no web browser, and in spite of the large screen, you can't watch videos through Netflix or Hulu or YouTube. Well, it's not really designed for that. So I need to kind of back up. So basically, what the portal actually is, let me see what view I'm in currently. Okay, I'm going to switch this. So what the portal basically is, it's a really super fancy video calling device. Okay, so think Star Trek here, and it's actually, I could say, for example, hey portal, call Gertron, and it would call Gertron, and he could pick up, and then we're basically video chatting. And literally it actually does voice command. So the portal looks like this little device here. I know you can't. I know those of you listening.
That is blocky and ugly.
I know those of you via audio cannot actually see it, but basically it looks like a screen. It's got a bit of a stand next to it. So there's the portal, and then there's the Portal Plus. Linus Tech Tips actually did a video about this. This is actually what the Portal Plus version looks like. It's much larger and taller, and the screen actually rotates and has some sensors in it and some camera, and it's got a 4 microphone array system for really good audio. It's got tweeters and subwoofer. Again, this is pulling off the top of my head from watching a video last night about this device. So with that now put into proper hopeful context, so the rest of this notes I wrote off said, in fact, ironically, this is one of the few pieces of consumer hardware on the market that won't let you access your Facebook feed. Of course, your Facebook account is still the key to logging in. By default, using a sorted array of algorithms, Portal will serve off up half a dozen people as your inner circle of communication. You can always tweak the list. That list, however, calling is pretty much what you've come to expect from these sorts of devices, albeit without the kind of overkill UX touches that many chat apps have. It's a full screen video with a small overlay of what's happening on your end. What's more remarkable is a combination of AI and camera tricks that help focus on its subject. Portal identifies and tracks people, shifting the camera's framing accordingly. Excuse me. Facebook actually worked with a professional cinematographer there to ensure smoother. Okay, first of all, wow, that was a typo. Smoother transitions, panning, and the camera to track and zooming in up. Wow, that's kind of some awkward wording. In and out. Oh, in and out. Thank you, man. I didn't. Wow. TechCrunch really had some misspellings in here. Gee whiz. In and out up to 10 times to fit as many people in the frame as possible. The camera movement takes a bit of getting used to, but it's well done and surprisingly smooth. Now, there was a secondary article that I marked as source 2, which had potentially talked about the potential risk of it maybe like listening to your conversations. I don't know. I didn't get I kind of skimmed this very, very quickly. I didn't really get a chance to read into this like I wanted to. But I was watching this with my mom last night at the time of filming this episode, and she said to me, she says, you know, do you think this is really worth it as a device? And I sat there and I said, you know what? We have Discord, which is Skype and TeamSpeak rolled into one. We have Skype. We have Google Hangouts. We have Instagram, which does voice chatting, video chatting. We have Snapchat, which does video chatting, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Yes, what Facebook is doing is different, because I haven't seen any of those do the tracking stuff like what this does, but I don't feel like it's really worth it. Like it's not. It doesn't feel compelling enough to be, because honestly, at the end of the day, you know what's funny? I would rather call my friends on Discord than actually use actual cell service. Like, yes, Discord's quality generally is actually really good. I mean, Gertrude right now and I, actually, he and I right now are actually using Discord to speak, and he's actually viewing my screen to keep in sync with me. That's why he's so on point today, which is really great. Yeah, I mean, we use Discord at TMM to for our communications and everything. So yeah, like I don't think that really Facebook is doing anything that's any more innovative than what companies before them have done. If anything, it's just another example of reinventing the wheel. Gertrude's thoughts, please.
I don't like this. It looks ugly. It looks bulky. It looks like junk. Why don't you just use a computer
or a laptop? Yeah, or your
smartphone,
even better,
or tablet,
your phone,
or anything other than this.
Yes, because if it doesn't have the functionality of like a smartphone or a tablet, whatever, what's the point? Like
the entire thing is designed to do just one thing. Now, if it had other apps in it, if it had Netflix, if it had Hulu, if it had an app store where you can download and install other apps, then maybe it'd be fine. But then at that point, you'd be wondering, okay, isn't this just another tablet then? And then why wouldn't I just go out and buy a tablet? I mean, I'm looking at the pictures of these things. They look horrible. I would not want this in my house. I
mean, it looks briefly cool. Now, and honestly, the only other reason why I might get it is if it had the ability to be used as a Bluetooth speaker, perhaps. Maybe it might be a little bit more compelling. Maybe, but honestly, here, you know what? Product showing off. I use the UE Boom. This is a fantastic wireless speaker. If anybody wants a really good wireless speaker, get the UE Boom, especially in the Mega Boom. Baby. Well, that and the UE Mega Boom is like it's bigger than this, but the same like quality. Like, I mean, imagine. I mean, like think about it this way. Like I could. So I had a little keychain clip here. I could basically pair my phone with this UE Boom, okay? Set it on my desk and call Gertrude to start video chatting. And this actually has a built-in microphone, this device. So why do I need this? Why is this a thing? I feel like we need to actually...
Okay. Here's my thinking on why this is a thing. Because Amazon's come out with something. Because Google's come out with something.
Actually, on a side note,
Facebook is the other big thing. Now, has Twitter come out with anything like this yet?
No.
They're next.
And if I also may say, this device, when I watched the video from Linus Tech Tips, this does have Amazon Alexa programmed into it.
Are you?
Gertrude's done.
Oh, and did you know that Windows 10
is getting Alexa.
I've been doing some research on it. Windows 10 has Alexa now.
Yes, it's getting Alexa.
I'm like, Facebook just wants in on it, but they're crap.
I feel like Facebook is like the kid on the schoolyard. It's like, hey, I want to play too.
Yeah.
Pick me,
They're
pick
like,
me,
sure,
pick me.
Come on.
Pick
And
me.
then they're a horrible player.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yes. This is bull crap. And actually,
Oh my goodness.
great segue, Gertron, because we're actually gonna be talking about Windows 10 next. Now, I've been keeping an eye. Yes, I've been keeping an eye on the Windows 10 October update. I've been watching EpoVox's videos about this, so I know exactly what's going on. But Gertron, please go ahead and talk about this if you would.
Millions of PCs running Windows 10 October update haven't received critical fixes. Microsoft has spent the last month frantically fixing bugs on its Windows 10 October 2018 update, but if you're one of the millions of people who installed the update when it was available, you haven't actually been getting those bug fix updates.
You know what's funny? My laptop actually got the October update, and it's actually running it right now. Now, I want to say, I want to put some context on something here. One of the so what was happening was, because we're kind of jumping in the middle of this, what was happening was when they pushed the October update, what was happening was that people's documents, music, and other folders. Well, hold on. No, hold on. There's a reason for this. What was happening was that
it was the user group.
It was people rerouting where their default documents and other things were being stored inside the Windows environment. And so when the October update came out, it was restoring the default directories and making it look like those documents were disappearing. Now, EpoVox has a very good video talking about it. Actually, I should have looked, if I'd known you were going to do this article, I would have spent the time to go look up the video, because he actually completely summarizes what was going on. But yes, so what was happening is, and actually I have a friend of mine who actually works at Microsoft, and they actually get what he called what was it, dog bone updates, basically, or something like that, where basically like they're the rawest of the raw updates. That's even more than preview updates. And they knew about this bug even before this was actually released, but they didn't think it was going to be that extensive. And then they released the update, which was update 1809, which is when people started noticing these issues. Now, apparently, there's some controversy about updates bugging, report bugging system in their forum, and people are just reporting things and upvoting it because they think their problems are more important than other people or whatever. Again, this is all sort of a little bit paraphrased quote from EpoVox himself about this. So yes, that is essentially what was happening. Now, Microsoft is spending quite a lot of time, and they've had to push. They originally recalled the update. They were trying to fix it. They pushed the patched update out, but then people are still having more issues with it or other related issues to it, to which then they're like, well, we haven't actually fixed it. And then they're having to go back again to put more. So right now, this is an update that is completely on hold right now. Now, like I said, my laptop has the 1809 update. I have not noticed any issues. My laptop has been completely fine. I've got dark mode in my Windows Explorer, which is really nice, by the way.
Okay, we're gonna back up just for a moment there.
Yes,
I can see your screen right now. I need you to do something for me because it's important. Pull one of your Windows Explorer screens into the view so I can see it.
Oh, I don't have my desktop doesn't have it. My laptop does. I can I can plug my laptop into the.
Okay, so is it because you haven't turned it on your desktop, or because it isn't working?
Well, what I do is I usually install Windows's updates on my laptop to test them before it hits my desktop. I use my laptop as like the sacrificial machine to test Windows updates before it reaches my main system.
I see. Okay, because here's you're saying dark theme. I'm sorry, I don't get a dark theme.
Well, yeah, because it's only in the 1809 update. In the 1809 update, one of the things they released was the dark mode for Windows Explorer.
But you see, when I go to personalization, I can choose my default app mode and turn it on dark. Everything else turns dark except for my File Explorer.
Yes, but in the 1809 update, File Explorer has a dark theme now.
Oh, so are you saying that it will come out?
Yes, it will come
eventually?
out. Yes.
Okay. You see, okay. So for like the last month, when they were saying it was available, I was like, why isn't it working? And I was like, is my computer messed up?
No. It has that was what was part of in the 1809 update was a dark mode for File Explorer. Yes.
Well, then they need to get that fixed. I want it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's third-party software you could install, but I would rather not do that because there's too many vulnerabilities that you're introducing. But yes, so getting back on track. So yes, that is essentially the mess that is the October update presently.
Okay, so I will continue here. Okay, but Microsoft has been fixing them, right? Well, yes, kind of, but millions of PC haven't received those fixes yet. Here's what Ed Bot said over at ZDNet in a piece about Microsoft's refusal to communicate with its customers. Microsoft says all of those issues were fixed in cumulative updates that were released on October 16th and October 20th, respectively. But if you're one of the enthusiastic souls who downloaded and installed version 1809 in the first weeks that it was available, you have not received those updates. To get the fixes for what are undeniably serious bugs in the version of Windows 10 that was released through public channels, you have to add your device to the Windows Insider program and choose the slow or release preview ring. That's not right. Customers who are running an official release version of Windows should not have to sign up for beta testers to get critical fixes. And I agree to that. Yes. Because
I don't deny that.
The whole idea of a beta tester is if you're beta testing software, you need to know a little bit about software. Yes. And you're basically saying, even if you have no idea what you're doing, sign up for a beta programs. And that way, if you come across issues, hey, you can tell us about those issues to fix an issue that we should have sent out to begin with. I mean, it's just, it's dumb.
Yes.
They should just get the fix out to them. It's like, maybe here, there's a conspiracy going on here.
Okay.
They wanted more beta testers. So they sent this out, this horrible update, and the people who install it first, they're like, hey, come join our beta tester program. We'll fix it for you. And then you can test our programs for us so we don't have to pay other people to do it.
Well, you know, actually, considering the fact that they fired their research and development team or whatever team it was to test it, that's actually not. I would not disagree with you. That's a very interesting thought for sure. I don't know, but yeah, very interesting. So yeah, that's just that's where we stand. So right now, if you have the 1809 update, I'm sorry. But otherwise, if you don't have it, don't install it yet. Or you can't even install it right now, actually. I think they had to recall the update for like a second or third time now. But I mean, but this is just a kind of stuff to like, is Microsoft starting to lose, like, are they starting to lose their game as far as like, when it comes to, not game, but like, are they, I don't know what the word is. Like, basically, I'm wondering, is Microsoft just starting to kind of just sort of lose it in when it comes to like, you know, operating system coding and stability? Like, are they just getting lazy? Are we seeing lack of quality, lack of care? What do you think here? Because this is pretty massive.
I just think Windows is just, and Microsoft and Windows, they're just horrible people. And they have a gun to our heads because Windows, Microsoft is like the most widely used operating system. So they could literally tomorrow decide to say, hey, we're going to release Windows 11 and it's going to be crap. It's going to remind you of Windows 95. We're going to remove all the graphical interface. And you know what?
Go back to DOS.
No, people will buy it. Why? Because almost all programs that are created for Windows primarily first. And then it goes to Mac, and then it goes to Linux. But Windows is on the top of that list. Whatever Windows does, all other programs have to follow.
Well, then Microsoft will be doing this.
Exactly.
I actually am kind of curious of what is the most used operating system in the world. That actually would be a pretty interesting question.
Okay, let's take a look.
While you go ahead and do
the most used OS in the world. That'd be Windows. 7 is the most popular operating system.
Interesting. Very
currently.
interesting. And speaking of more things that are dumb and lazy and plain stupid, fans boo Blizzard at BlizzCon over Diablo mobile game. Gertron, you wrote this. Let's talk about it.
Oh my goodness. So I'm not a Diablo fan by any means, but I came across this story article and I thought it was funny. Now I know how popular Diablo is. Diablo is like hugely popular
as far as a game franchise.
Popular,
yes,
as far as a game franchise goes. And then the Diablo fans have been waiting for the Diablo 4 to come out.
Mm-hmm.
They've been waiting for it. They've been salivating over it.
Mm-hmm. And at BlizzCon, they knew Diablo had something coming out. They just didn't know what yet. They were excited. They were infuriatingly happy and just wanted this to come out. Mm-hmm. And then
something Blizzard does this.
Play the video. So we've got a video here. I don't remember what our source was from, so you have to. What was it?
Gearburn.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this video. So those of you listening via audio will only be able to listen. But
now, and those of you who are watching,
let me unmute the tab. Yes.
Those of you who are watching, watch the text on the side. How everybody's like, "Come on, Diablo, where's it at?"
Game designer Wyatt Chang.
This is a bit of a 2-minute video, so I may scrub through depending.
Yeah, you should. Every part is good.
Hello, BlizzCon.
Kappa.
Kappa.
BlizzCon. We love Diablo.
They're excited, and the chat's excited too. They're going
the way
crazy.
Diablo has brought millions of players around the world together to slay demons. Our modern world is an increasingly connected one. Our mobile devices keep us closer than ever to our friends, family, and loved ones. So we knew we want to use mobile devices as the platform for a new Diablo game.
Oh, and then it plays a video.
Diablo 3 mobile. And now, if you're watching the chat, everybody in chat is like going, "What the heck?"
If you want to know more, we'll be back here on the Mythic stage in just a few minutes.
And
for those of you who are here at BlizzCon, thank you.
Okay, just let it.
We are going to have. Sorry.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No, it's a fully fledged Diablo experience on mobile, which everybody will get to play.
Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this just strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? The current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones.
Really?
Now, I know what you're thinking. What happened to Diablo?
That was a great meme video for sure.
Okay, so clearly people are mad.
See, I couldn't tell. I could not tell.
Oh, and there were so many other questions that were asked because people were just so mad that it's only on mobile now. And while Blizzard has announced mobile games at an event before, Diablo has long been held as one of the company's flagships and core titles. To not launch a new PC version of a Diablo game is slapping the face of consumers and the title's more than 20-year legacy. Hell, there was barely any hints that Diablo 4 is in the works, even though Blizzard has teased that more than one Diablo project is currently in progress. Diablo Immortal will be the first time a franchise hits mobile, though. And considering Fortnite's mobile success and the rise of gaming smartphones, it seems the move could be quite the bountiful cash cow. And of course, there's the trailer below. But honestly,
why?
A game that has been known to be on PC for 20 plus years, all of a sudden saying, well, never mind, we're going to mobile. I mean, people are upgrading their computers to make sure they can run this stuff. And now they got to go out and they got to buy a new phone just because they want to play a game. I'm sorry.
I feel like it's kind of like I want to ask, was somebody drunk in the boardroom that morning?
Yes,
they were like, hey guys, I have a wonderful idea. Let's put it on mobile. And everybody's like, yay! Oh, sorry, where's my crowd cheer here? They're like, beautiful, that's a fantastic idea. Yes, let's do it. It's a 10 out of 10. Project Manager of the Year.
My goodness. Okay, let's think here. What would be a game that is currently only on PC that would do horribly on mobile that we both like?
PUBG.
Oh, Fortnite's already on mobile. And PUBG's on mobile too.
Warframe.
Warframe, yes, that would do horribly, or even better, Space Engineers.
Oh my
As it is right now.
No.
Oh my God, it would not be able to run.
Trash.
You could heat a room with how hot your phone would get from it.
Right? Yeah. No, I really think that this was a very poor move for Blizzard, or not Blizzard. For Blizzard to make. I really don't have a whole lot to say on it because I don't play this franchise. I don't know much about it because again, I don't play it. But I feel like it's, I guess, well, it, on the one hand, I understand. On the other hand, it's dumb. So the hand that says it understands is the fact that you go where your money, where new money is, such as, mobile gaming. I can understand that from one perspective. But on the other perspective, if your franchise lives and breathes and dies by PC gaming, you don't do this. This is the single worst thing you could do.
It is.
So I wonder, with the amount of booing and backlash, I wonder how that affects what Blizzard does next.
Well, they will certainly still do the mobile game, but I would assume that they're going to be trying to push out Diablo 4, the PC version, as quickly as possible.
They better, because they're going to lose their customer base in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
Exactly.
And speaking of other things that could be lost, I love the segue articles today. It's 10 out of 10 actually. This was not planned either. North Korea linked hacking group stole millions of ATMs. All right, this is a very short article. Oh, this one was a short article. Cool. So this comes from endgadget.com. Lazarus, North Korea linked hacking group that was behind the notorious WannaCry. Sorry, I had to do that. Attack managed to steal tens of millions of dollars from ATMs in Asia and Africa. According to a report from security firm Symantec, the hackers deployed a malware called Trojan.fastcash and infected thousands of servers that communicate with ATMs. It then used that to access and approve its own fraudulent transactions and withdraw money from the machines. The fast cash scheme has been going on for years. Oh, dang. According to Homeland Security's Computer Emergency Readiness Team, USCERT, sorry, that's a long name, which issued a warning about the attack last month. The Trojan has been active since 2016. 2 years? 2 years, and you now, oh my lord, and has been used in a number of widespread campaigns. Campaigns? In 2017, the hackers used Flash Cash to simultaneously withdraw money from ATMs in 30 different countries. Another hit that happened earlier this year drained cash across 23 countries. In most cases, the hit banking servers that are running out of date operating systems, update your operating systems, folks, meaning the exploit may have been patched in more recent versions of the software. The ATM hacks are just Lazarus's latest high-profile attack. The group, which is believed to have ties to North Korean government, has been behind a number of noteworthy hacks. Lazarus carried out the 2014 attack on Sony Pictures that led to the leak of the interview and a significant amount of private documents and emails. They were also behind an $81 million theft in Bangladesh bank in 2016, and last year's WannaCry ransom outbreak that infected hundreds of thousands of machines around the world. So first of all, I want to quickly say, I don't care if it's convenient. I don't care if it's easier. Don't use ATMs, okay? It's too easy to get your money stolen. It's too easy to get a card skimmer. It's just, it's not, I would not recommend it. So basically, yeah, it just, it was running for 2 years and no one did anything about it? Why? Gertron, thoughts?
I'm just thinking they need to upgrade security. These things should not be able to get hacked like this. That's a lot of money, and I don't use ATMs, and I never will use ATMs.
Yeah. Crazy. It was sort of a short article and everything. I guess there isn't really a whole lot to say, but like, dang, I guess, if you were subject to this attack, I say just check your account, make sure there hasn't been any suspicious financial withdrawals on your, debit bank card, whatever, stuff like that. But yeah, like, it really kind of irritates me that so many of these attacks go unnoted and unchecked and unchallenged and everything. Like, there is so much that just slips through modern firewalls, modern operating systems, and and it seems like it's interesting. The consumer market, like Windows and hardware, get updated quickly most of the time, usually. But when it comes to hospitals, ATMs, banks, governments, they're the last ones that get updated. But they're also, because they're also the easiest ones to get hacked. And it just doesn't send a good message or trend or anything. And it's ridiculous. So yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, that brings us Korea. Yeah, that brings us to the end of our for the end of everything. Actually, hold a sec, make sure I have hold on. I usually have a device supposed to play our outro music and stuff. Gertrude, do you have any more thoughts before I put this into action here?
People be crazy, but yeah, that's my thought.
People be crazy. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of the Morning Metro. And we wish you. Am I required to be here? You just showed up late, Blue Angel. We're actually just ending the show. But thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We hope that you have an awesome Saturday and an even better Monday, since we post this on like basically on Monday and stuff. At least I've been trying to, for your listening, for your riding to work pleasure and experience, all that kind of jazz. We will be back probably let me go look at the calendar again. You should expect a new episode from us probably November 24th. Which is in about 2 weeks or so. So yeah, we appreciate you guys, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks so much.
See ya.
See you. Thank you for listening to the Morning Metro. All stories and articles belong to the respected companies. Songs used for broadcasts. Intro music, Retro Funky by Persephone. Remix by Sundance. Outro music, 305 by Approach Nirvana. All music belongs to their respected copyright holders. For article submissions, questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at themorningmetro@gmail.com.